Hi lovelies, welcome to another reading. I just tried to upload a Divine Feminine reading, quite a detailed one, and for some reason again it wouldn't upload. So now I'm going to do a combined masculine and feminine treble cross nadi spread. We've got the Divine Feminine on this side, the Divine Masculine on that side, union energies in the middle, advice cards kind of interspersed, and I just want to say a great big thank you to absolutely everyone. Welcome if you're new, welcome to my beloved existing loyal subscribers, and a big thank you as well to everyone who has interacted with me with the likes, the comments, the shares, you know, emails, and also, you know, the donations. You guys are so kind and it's just lovely to have that interaction with you, so thank you so much. You must excuse me if I'm even quieter than usual today. I've got hay fever, and if I cough as well, please bear with me. And I also have some good news. I have decided that I am going to do private readings again. So anyone that wants to get a private reading from me, send me an email. I'll put the details in the description box as usual, and the prices and everything will be the same as before. It's the only thing is now there might be a little bit more of a wait. I strongly believe that the readings will come when you need them, and I'm going to try and do turnaround of 2 weeks. But we'll see how it goes. So anyone that would like a reading, do get in touch with me. Excuse me. So let's get on with the reading right now. So this is the recent past, the present, and the future likely outcomes for the Divine Feminine. So we have recent past, daydreams and decisions, which is like the 7 of Cups kind of energy. And this could symbolize kind of confusion, a lack of focus, and not knowing what to do. Almost like a questioning of previous actions that the Divine Feminine was kind of feeling. That's the kind of energy that I'm getting from it. And also, like, right now we're in this detach phase. What this is meaning is letting go of all the old things. Quite simply, letting go of all the old things that ideas especially that we used to have, and not holding on to them. So this can also mean kind of any dogma, any fanatical beliefs, any obsessions that we might have had about the twin flame journey as well. Many people might be getting rid of labels, moving out of kind of that sense of restriction that these labels and these beliefs would have given us. So it's a moving away from those things and realizing that you can create whatever you want to create, to a degree, to a much greater degree than maybe what was thought before. And it's making a choice. It's also very symbolic of cosmic timelines, and time and space are the same thing, right? So you're at a place now where you can act in ways that you couldn't have acted before. It's very much a time of shedding, letting go of negativity and any kind of restriction. I'm specifically getting restrictions. And this woman, she's very cozy, she's very protected, she's very nicely kind of wrapped up in her fuzzy little cloak, but she's moving away from the winter time. She's moving away from the cold. She's moving into much greater possibilities and greater colours. So in the future, what do we have? We've got challenging times, and we've got the heart chakra, and this is very much, yeah, like there are going to be challenging times because, you know, life has challenging times. That's just how it is. And whenever you start something new, it might seem a little bit difficult. It's kind of what gives us a challenge and a colour to our lives as well. But if it gets really difficult, don't block out your heart. Don't block out your heart. Actually look to your heart for wisdom. So there is a danger that these challenging times could cause the heart chakra to go out of balance. So in those times, there's a lot of circles here, and I'm seeing cycles of time. I'm also, and they're all tied into the cosmos as well. So I'm seeing more moon cycles, and also astrologically the path of the Earth and the path of the galaxy, with the path of the solar system, because those things are all moving on their own orbits as well around this humongous, you know, space of space. So it's to do with all of those, and they're all cycles. They all kind of orbit various different things. Like the Earth orbits the sun, the moon orbits the Earth, the sun orbits another central sun in the galaxy, and that galaxy spins around something else as well in space. So it's all to do with cycles of time, patterns, and the ebb and flow of life. So when times do get challenging, and they will, listen to your heart as well, and make sure that you give your heart what it needs. There are going to be lots of activations, and there are going to be lots of activations around the head as well, and that may cause certain challenges for other people. Advice card, I'm actually going to pick this up and show this to you. It's the Strength card, it's control, and this is very much to do with controlling your mind and just being aware of your thoughts. Don't let your thoughts control you. You control them. It's controlling the ego. And again, the heart is, this person is looking down and looking towards the heart. And these eyes are, I know that they're looking outwards, but they're actually like the inner eyes, looking within. And I'm seeing like a bird, like this is the nose here, and these are the eyes also of a bird. And what birds do is they fly, but because these are the inner eyes, it's all about exploring your inner space and flying within your inner space, Divine Feminine. So that's what you need to do. That's where you'll find wisdom, that's where you'll find a lot of freedom and a lot of strength. Mainly strength. It will be the space within you, especially the space of the heart, and the space of the energy body. So bear that in mind. When you do that, that's going to help you really get into that Empress energy, which is nurture in this deck. And you will be able to nurture yourself, because this is how you're feeling towards what you need to do to nourish the partnership, the union energies. But it's actually by nourishing yourself that you do that. And it's actually by, she's looking away from the union, but she's looking towards the divine. And it's very important that people really do put that connection with the divine, whether that's a divine in an external or the divine within, first, always. A Reiki master said this to me many years ago, one of the only Reiki masters that I actually really trust, and would go to and have respect for. But like, he was always saying how whatever was happening in his life, you know, he was married and had a great relationship and a great job and everything else, but he was just like, my relationship with the divine, nothing comes in front of that ever. And it's something that I have had issues with ever since this discovering the twin flame journey, really. And it's something that many people have as well, and we really need to get back on track with it. So that's a strong message there, and it's really going to help get through challenging times that happen. And this woman is also really focusing on the light, and that leads me also to the card of the underlying energies, which I'm going to quickly jump to, which is believe and succeed. So it's very important to actually have that vision and have that belief before you can even have the intent of it happening. You have to believe that it can happen. So it's all about possibility, stepping into possibility, and really having a well-grounded, well-rooted, unshakable belief as well. This guy's never going to go into battle unless he thinks he's in with a chance of surviving, of winning. So let's move on to the Divine Masculine. Divine Masculine on this side, where they were, was flow. And this is a 10, and it symbolises the end of one particular cycle. So with all these full moons and eclipse season and whatever, it might not be a very easy time for them right now, but one big cycle has come to completion. And right now, a lot of work is happening with their quite depleted solar plexus chakra. Now, the solar plexus chakra is also, it's a third chakra, and the other thing about it is that this is the center where it's connected to every nadi or divine spiritual energy channel in our energy bodies. That's one place where everything like converges. So the fact that there's reflections of this yellow glow, this golden yellow light in every single surrounding card for the divine masculine, and also this linchpin card here as well. And it's almost like I'm also being shown now, as the divine masculine has that chakra really worked on, she's also nurturing it, she's also looking towards it, but the way that she nourishes it is by looking away from it, which is really, really, really important. So stop obsessing. Any of you guys who are obsessing, like, stop and just look away and focus on the divine, because it's that divine that's also within all of us. And the more you strengthen your own connection with the divine in general, and not specifically in relation through the filter of your twin flame journey, just the divine, the big divine, not the little divine, the big picture. She's looking up towards the sky. That's what's also going to find its way to actually nourish the divine masculine in the best possible way for them. It's all about kind of giving and receiving, as is reflected in this central linchpin card for this reading. Sorry, I'm jumping around a little bit today. I'm going to blame my hay fever for that. But going back to this card, the divine masculine has had their self-confidence, their energy in many, many ways really distorted over many, many lifetimes, and also the way that they've chosen to be incarnated into situations where they actually kind of embody the very most negative aspects of sometimes of masculinity. And I know everyone's bashing masculinity at the moment, but they might have had families where there's been you know, really bad histories basically, or really difficult situations, things to do with, you know, mental health or neglect or abuse, addictions, all kinds of things are there in their, sometimes in their DNA, sometimes in their bloodlines and in their energies, and very, very, very much in the karma. So it could also be from conflict. Many people might have actually be in conflict situations, or have been in conflict situations, or very dangerous situations where their lives were in danger. And all of that kind of, or they might have been neglected and ignored, or belittled and abused emotionally. All of those things really affect the solar plexus chakra. But right now that's being heavily worked on. And it's also a masculine chakra as well. So it's all to do with power, and it's all to do with action and doing and being as well. It has been very, very, very out of balance. It's being brought into balance, and once that happens, they'll start feeling a lot healthier within themselves in the way that they view themselves, in terms of, they're gonna not, right now they are feeling, especially towards the relationship, they're feeling very helpless, very hopeless. They're feeling, I'm getting like really ashamed, really almost like humiliated. They feel like they have just really disappointed themselves, and that they're really worthless, and they're really, really rubbish people. But that's what's being worked on right now. So it's actually a very, very important time. And this card is flanked by these two major arcanas. They're going towards this Hanged Man, which is also a card of illumination for me, but it's very passive, and it's very, very much kind of like what it symbolizes is the energies that are nourishing the divine masculine solar plexus chakra right now are going to filter out to the rest of the energy body. It's going to filter out through the rest of the nadis. And to the rest of the chakras, which is reflected here, the 7 major chakras I should say, which are reflected in this rainbow here, and also the rest of the energy bodies. And once that happens, that's when the new cycle is really going to kick in. But right now, the advice for the divine masculine is, we've got the joy and stability card, and we've got just breathe, which is like the 4 of swords, which is a it's a card of stillness. It's actually a meditative card. The more that they can do things that are meditative, relaxing, still in nature, the more joy, stability and nourishment they're gonna feel. So whether that's getting out in nature, really having a good time with people that they enjoy spending time with, and really eating good food and really sleeping well as well. Anyone who does do any kind of meditations, they are going to really benefit from it, be very powerful at this time as well, and it's going to provide a lot of illumination. This is of course the 4 of Wands card, which is, it's basically saying in this reading how any kind of meditative activities, especially if you have a guru, like a proper guru, not like, you know, any like, to me, twin flame teachers or whatever, they're not gurus. Guru is someone who has real consistent experiential knowing of things that we, you know, that are way beyond what we can really perceive. So if you look at the people that I follow on my channel, they're all people that I consider to be gurus. So anyway, they're the ones that can really give you the really powerful techniques to sort of, because they're very much kind of like passed down lineages. So, and they're very like ancient and amazing, timeless techniques. So yeah, that's the kind of meditation, and that's the kind of guru that I'm talking about. But even if it isn't that, you just want to do your own thing, anything meditative, it's going to help massively. And talking about the gurus, I just think that in my experience, the best kind of transformation happens through them, but it's not everyone's ready for that, so, or indeed wants it. Anyway, I digress. Right now, the divine masculine is in a state of feeling helpless and hopeless towards the union, and they're going to probably carry on feeling like that for a little bit of time until this filling up really happens of the solar plexus chakra, and that's going to take its own time. And once that happens, they're going to have to digest it by going through this hanged man kind of energy. And all they can do right now is just rest, and it's many answers will, if they can silence their mind and really relax their mind, many answers are going to come to them. So let's move on to the union energies. We've got healing begins, so for the recent past, so there was a cycle of more stuff coming up, and I'm actually feeling purging. So this is a stuff rising up, emotions rising up from very deep in the unconscious, and very deep in the subconscious as well, and they're rising up through to be expressed through emotions. That's what was happening. Now this is again very symbolic for this giving and receiving. The divine masculine is in a state of receiving. This is the solar plexus chakra. So many other helpers are basically there around them, whether that's friends, family. Many of them, it's really a good time if they have taken it upon themselves. Like if they've admitted that they have had a problem and that they want to make a change, they might be getting professional help as well. However people want to be doing it, like a self-improvement course. Guys tend to do stuff like that more than go to like the spiritual healing. But actually, so many of the most productive guys that you will ever meet in the world of business, they are, the principles that they stick to and the courses that they go on, if you've ever read any Tony Robbins or anything, it's very similar. There's no difference between spiritual teachings and what those self-help guys teach either. So it's really wonderful. Maybe that they're doing that, and it's gonna really cause transformation, breakthroughs, and a lot of freedom and joy in their lives. I know that this is a union energy for both, but this is very, very, very much a strong message for the divine masculine. So lots of openness, movement, and connection, interaction, intimacy in ways that weren't there before. Now, where is it going to go? We've got the Hermit card, and this is very much a card of inner knowing and inner growth. It's the card of the spiritual aspirant, and people are always talking about teachers. I'm a teacher, I'm a this, I'm a that. You need to be a good student before you can be a good teacher. So it's the time to study. I always say, like, I don't even consider myself a teacher, and I think what I can teach you is I can teach you to be a damn good student. Hopefully I can start some counselling sessions again soon, but it really depends on when I sort out my schedule. But like I said, if you'd like a reading, do get in contact with me. I think that's all that I want to say for this right now. There's quite a lot here, lots going on for the divine masculine. Like I said, divine feminine, it's all about you finding your strength, and don't be sentimental about things. It's very much about being practical. It's very much about dealing with those challenging times in a non-emotional, practical way, and just being efficient is what I'm getting. So nurture yourself as well, and really treat yourself like a star. And that's there's a lot of movement. It's all good stuff. So I look forward to updating you again next week, and in the meantime, have a wonderful, wonderful week. Lots of love. Bye.